Hi, hey, good morning, guys. We're going to take a little close look at this right here. And you may find that at times I may lose some words, might stutter a little bit, but I am not going to be editing any of my videos. This is just going to be as it is on the fly. So, with that said, let's get started. Look at the screen. Again, what we're trying to do is create a dividend portfolio that's going to give us about $4,000 per month in dividends. And I'm hoping to achieve this in a 10-year period. So, having said that, currently, if you look over here, I'm getting about $231.69 per month. But again, we're just getting started. And hey, sorry about that. Phone was ringing. So, we want to get to 4,000, right? So here we go. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to show a 10-year payout plan based on what I currently have. So if 231 per month what I currently have, that means annually I'm doing about 2780. Over my 10-year span, I should get 4,396.70. And this is based on 3,000 shares per stock, which gives a total of my portfolio 380,430, which is a rather large number. And honestly, I don't know if I can hit that in a 10-year period. But hey, we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. So you kind of maybe ask yourself how to come up with that number, because that seems to be what everybody wants to know. I know I do, which is, what is that magic number? What is it going to take to reach my goals? So let's move down here to my calculator tab and kind of forgive if it sometimes look a little too busy. This is just my train of thought sometimes and questions I ask myself. So you know what? I wonder if I did this. So I'll create some more formulas, and sometimes I'll have to create another tab because it just gives me too much. So what I'm telling myself is, if you look over here, I'm telling myself at a 10% yield for $4,000 a month, it's going to be $480,000 in total investment. Now, again, that's based on 10% yield. Currently, I'm doing 14.26. So based on the 14.26, my portfolio showing has to be around 336,697. So I'm sorry, 679. Little dyslexic there. It's okay. So that again seems like almost unreachable, because I currently only have 10,621 in this portfolio, which is 3.15% of where I need to get to. And again, it's going to be a challenge. Now, sometimes I look at this spreadsheet and my numbers don't actually agree with each other. I'm saying that meaning, if you look here, I'm showing 336. If you come down here over a 10-year period, it's showing 380,580. So I'm not quite sure why there's a difference between here and here. You probably just saw some numbers change up here. Having said that, my spreadsheet is pretty much, what's the word they use for it? It's dynamic. There's a word. It's pretty much dynamic in the sense that there's very little that I do as far as a manual input. Everything I'm using is off of feeds, and it's funny that sometimes I'll see that I'll get an error, and what it's telling me is that I'm pulling too much of like a XML or HTML code from another website, and hey, it is what it is, right? So having said all that, getting back to what we're talking about, I'm showing here now it's at 381. So I'm guessing that some of my stocks have gone down because my yield now is at 1421. Again, this is a dynamic spreadsheet, so it's going to be changing and fluctuating throughout the day, which is pretty cool. So getting back to, let's go back to my dividend spreadsheet here, and today's change, I look like we're up $160.26, and I have a gain of a little bit over $1,600 on this portfolio that we just actually got started at the first of the year. I'm going to come down here and show you my little statement tab. Again, I have all these tabs, and I'm going to go into more detail about each of these tabs and how I put them together and how they actually work. So let's click on my statements right here. Now, I had a stock that I had pretty much forgotten about. Actually, I had forgotten about this account altogether. This was an old Scottrade account that I have had, I guess, since the around 2004, 2005, and again, I had pretty much removed stocks from it into what I have now as my TD Ameritrade account. So this one lone rogue stock got left behind, and I'll tell you what it is. It is the MKGP, which is Maverick. It's a pink stock over the counter. I don't really recommend buying stocks that are over the counter or pink stocks. They're highly volatile and they're hard to predict. You can make a boatload of money in a brief amount of time, or you can actually lose a boatload of money. So you might as well go, I guess it's like to Vegas, and put your money in a slot machine. Well, anyway, so I went back, looked at some statements. I said, I was going to go back to 2019, and that stock was actually had a value of 60 cents. And as you see through the months, it was fluctuating. And actually, I didn't know nothing about this. And the reason why, because I wasn't watching it. Well, around August of last year, here it is, I got some type of a alert about this stock. And I said, what's going on here? I said, well, look at this. It's actually going up. It has a little activity, and I was thinking, is it worth dealing with anymore? And I said, no, I just let my stocks ride. But I came in here on the 1st of this year, and I actually added $5,000 because this is where I want to get started. So you're going to see that in January, I was a little less than $12,000. February 19, and today here we are at 22.7. So this is going to be something else I'm going to talk to everybody about. What I'm doing here is, because I am using TD Ameritrade, it allows me to buy on margin. And right now I have borrowed $12,073.50. So if you look at my current portfolio, you have to subtract that $12,000 back out. When you subtract that back out, that's where I get my $10,644. So I'm not really an advocate of doing this. I think it's kind of risky. If the stock market was to tank all of a sudden, and my value here drops I'm going to get a margin call. And what's going to happen is either one, I have to deposit money back into this account to cover the call, or I have to sell or liquidate these stocks. So I have this little gauge over here, and as you can see, I'm well past the red. That is dangerous. I'm actually at 53.15, and so my goal right now is to kind of stop buying any more stocks, and I want to get this needle down into the yellow. That's going to be a little bit more safer for me. Now, today I did add some more stocks. I added 11 stocks to CRF, and the other one was GGN. I added 17 to this one. And how I figure on my stocks that I'm buying, it's kind of really simple. Again, I'm going to be kind of skipping around on my tabs down here, and I will actually be doing a video which is going to be dedicated per each tab. But just for the sake of this our conversation right now, let's go down to this tab which shows Stock Watch. Now, again, it may look like a lot of information, and it is, but what we're going to do is I'm going to slide over here a little bit, and I have a little calculator up here, and this is one of the stocks I had bought today, which is Gamco, and I purchased 18. It was not 17, it was 18 shares. So you kind of say, well, how do I know to buy 18? Well, this goes into something a little more crazier. I've taken time and I've created these other tables. So what it's doing for me is it's saying GGN has 182 shares. So it takes this number 182 and it goes in here to this table and it finds the 182, which would be in between here. Well, based on where my shares are on this table determines what percentage up here that it's going to do my calculations with. So again, the 182 falls up in here, which is under 10%. So this right here automatically brings up the 10%. And I've left my formula tab open so you can kind of see what I'm actually doing in the cell at the time. So if I click on here where I'm showing my percentage, this opens up here, and I'm saying, hey, look, based on the share count, you're going to tell me what percentage we're going to use. So this is all dynamic. If I were to change this to, let's go with AIV. Okay, so AIV is Apartment Investment Management Company, and I currently have 120 shares. So it knows what shares to put in here. So if I was actually buying some of this today at 10% increase, I would buy 12 shares. This is on a monthly basis, but I know that AIV is not a monthly dividend payout. It pays out in quarters. So actually, I would buy 36 shares. This is the current price, so it cost me a little bit over $206 to buy 36 shares, which then give me a new total of 156. So you can see this is really kind of neat how this works out. And I have this little screen that pops up here. It says, okay, the most recent dividend was back in November, and this is its current dividend, current annual dividend and the yield. Now, AIV is a little special in the sense that the company actually broke into two back at the end of the year in December. So there has not been a payout for this stock this year. Um, Actually, I don't know when the next payout is going to be for this one, but we're going to see. Let me pull up a different one here. Just go down here, just next one. So here we have Armor. Armor have 105 shares, and this one does pay monthly. Actually, it's right here, this screen here, it shows that its dividend frequency is monthly. So I would buy 11 shares at $12.10, which will cost me $127. So that's all pretty neat. I do have some that's over that this mark here into the 5. So let's see here. Go down to, I guess, on Whitestone. So we click on White. No, it's like 206. Let's go. Here we go. All right. So Oxford, I currently have 309 shares. So if you notice here, it's unchanged to 5%. That 309 falls in over here. And I would buy 15 shares for 15. And again, this one pays monthly. So I'm looking at about $64.12. So again, this is all pretty neat how this is working now. It takes a lot of the guesswork out for what I'm doing. And I see I have a little bit here that's kind of hidden. So I'm going to open this up a little bit. And there we go. I can see everything now. All right. So this is going to be a video all to itself. For instance, based on my shares, it's telling me that I have these 2 shares that I'm looking to buy next. And if I had to sell, it'd be these. So again, this is really pretty awesome how this is working. Let's see here. I got to fix this. The reason why I recently changed my information this morning, updated all that. So let's go ahead and fix this. All right. So this is telling me here that I currently have 22 stocks of the 47 that's in this search. And up here in my top, it was showing 20. I've actually used to have 20. I've increased it to 25. So let me change this to where it now reads 25. So in the top 25, I actually have 8. And that's what these bullseye on the targets for right here. Kind of just saying, okay, these are the ones I have positions in. And if I have position in it, you come over here, it's not going to show up. What's showing up here are positions that I have not yet acquired. And if I was to actually buy all these, it'd be a little bit over $10,000. And again, this is all based on each share, each position of 100 shares. So again, I want to kind of get away from this one. I'm kind of digressing from what I actually want to talk about today. So going back over here to the calculator, I'm able to look at this right on the side and say, okay, I want to make $4,000. So if I want to make $4,000, it's going to take an annual payout of $48,000 per year, which means, again, a total portfolio of $337,295. That's making 14.23% annual yield. So now here's kind of a cool number. In 10 years, if this was to happen, you're looking at $408,000 in dividend payouts. That's really kind of awesome. Again, I don't think this is going to happen because, again, if you look here, I'm saying to make this in 10 years, that means I have to increase my portfolio over $3,000 a month. So it tells me that I need $3,000 extra dollars disposable income. Well, if I am like most people out there, I don't see where I'm going to have over $3,000 extra a month to make this happen. So it's not just going to be total money I put in though. Something you got to think about is that increase is going to be one, yes, on you actually putting cash money, which is buying more shares. Two, it's going to be on the stock itself increasing in value. And then three, the actual dividends that it's making per month. So you can have three different avenues in which that number is going to be increasing per month. Again, you're buying more shares. Those shares increase hopefully in value. And then number three, you're actually getting dividend payments per month. So that's kind of where I am on this. Going to go back here to my, I'm going to call it the home page. And I think when we started this little conversation, I think we were like $160 up. Now we're down to 120. And if I was to click on my little dashboard over here, this is another total video, but I'm able to see for today. Let's see here. Looks like 74.40 is my biggest gainer right now. Then it's $30. And I got two that's sitting at 20. So now let's see who's this. Yeah, this NAT. This is Nordic Tanker. It's an oil company, oil transportation company, marine. I really thought that the stock would have been doing a lot better than it is. I'm not happy with it, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to deal with this stock. If I was to move over a little bit, let's see here. Here it is here. I've been in this stock for 34 days, and it's still negative. Again, I really thought it would have been doing better. It pays out quarterly. Looks like it's going to pay in 9 more days, and it's going to pay $36.67. So we'll wait and see what happens with it. And we're going to wrap up this conversation with everybody today. Hopefully I haven't been too verbose. I try to keep my words as minimum as possible. But I also have this chart on here, and for this month I've only made $31.44 in dividends. But again, this is just getting started. January I had nothing. Last month I did $90.18. I'm anticipating this month to be, well, it's not going to be quite that much. I would hope to say, I'm going to go about $120, $125 is where I think it's going to actually end up this month. So that is something to watch. I'm going to go here and show my little chart screen. This is showing my current stocks and what they've paid out in dividends. This is profits and loss on these particular stocks, and market value of each one. This is my margin I was showing earlier. This is of course a bigger version of it, so it's easier to see. And here, the stocks that are actually paid out dividends, it's showing which stock, according to the pie chart, has paid out the most so far. So that's kind of neat there also. And I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up today. Again, this is going to be a long journey to get to $4,000 a month in 10 years. I don't know if it's possible, but we will see. So on that note, thanks again, and everybody have a great day.